Welcome to Thomaston Place Auction Galleries. I'm Kaja Veilleux, owner and one of the principal auctioneers of the sale. We have 4 days of exciting sales in November, the 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. And today we will be doing a gallery tour of some of the different ethnic areas or tribes that we will be selling. We have Inuit collection, we have African collections, we have Pacific Northwest Coast, we have Native American. Should be an exciting sale with hundreds of wonderful sculptures and art objects created by these native peoples. One of my favorite pieces that came into us from a private collection in Vermont is this very rare, large, hollow cast bronze image of an African queen. What's really interesting about this piece is that it's 19th century. Here are this culture of people in the middle of the jungle formulating this sand cast, finely detailed bronze of their queen. This particular queen was known when she was young to have had her left hand cut off by thieves. She's holding a horn in her right hand. She's holding a horn in her right hand because it has the sort of imperial headdress on as a queen would, with interesting collar decoration. Of course, they would have had colored beads around the neck here, but the detail of this piece is so refined that the way they did the lines down the face to show the texture of the skin, the coiled hair wrap around here. And what's interesting to me is almost this Celtic design woven around the collar of this piece. And the detail even in the ears and so on and so forth is just amazing quality. This is lot 3214 on Friday on the ethnic sale. But look at how they did the coiled. I mean, this is no easy thing to do. When the people in studios are doing this, they have carved molds, they have the lost wax process, and so on and so forth. This is all sand cast bronze from the 19th century, and exquisite detail and beautiful patina. This piece, I believe, is estimated at 10 to 20,000 and worth every cent of it. This is extremely rare, first in size and scale and who it is, and a great patina to it. This is a wonderful example of a Northwest Coast carved ceremonial mask. It is carved out of cedar, and then it has all natural pigments in here painting the designs. And what's wonderful also about it is they fitted it with little metal teeth. It's all custom fitted with metal teeth. This would have been made right around the turn of the century and was purchased by a local Thomaston, Maine family. Their family purchased it in the 1920s or 30s, and of course it's much older than that, and it's estimated at 25 to 35,000. But a fabulous sample. If somebody collects Northwest Coast native items like this is a shining example of a major piece. This is a fine example right here. It's actually a major example of an Inuit piece right here. This is lot 3076. It's carved in a greenish brown stone. The artist that developed this also made a place to fit these two. This is a walrus tusk that's been cut in half and is scrimshawed with these beautiful examples of a Canada goose, a seal, a walrus, of course an Inuit hunter, and also one of their interiors of a sled. Over here, on the other half, you have the other side of the skin sled, a polar bear, a mukluk boot, a mitten, and I think a spear tip. But that's not all. When you turn it around this way, you have more great symbolism. This one has a standing bear, a two full figures in dress. Another goose head, and this one has a full walrus, a full seal, another mukluk boot, the igloos showing where they live. This is an outstanding example of not only the culture, but the craftsmanship of these people that they had. Not only were they stone sculptures, taking a piece of raw stone and fabricating this beautiful seal on this rock, or this plateau, that's all one piece of stone that's not applied. Then they knew enough to think to carve out this stone and apply these two beautifully scrimshawn walrus tusk. This piece right here, I believe, is estimated at $5,000 to $7,000. All the Inuit collection is from the Dr. E.S. Bergen, who was an actual doctor to the Inuit people, and a lot of these things were either given to him by members of the families, or things that he purchased from the people from the Inuit people. Not only this example, we have masks, we have pieces from prehistoric times in this collection, bone hooks and line weights and things like that. We have clothing. We have more sculptural pieces. We have dolls made by different people, women that were that made dolls out of sealskin and fur. It's quite an array of things. I think there's probably at least 100 lots from the doctor's collection, including he actually wrote a book about his experiences with the Inuit peoples. This would have been a piece that would have shown the wealth of the chief. This is a cast copper bronze alloy ring with elephants all around it. There's elephants there, more elephants here. And if you go back, it has elephants in different positions. This piece weighs about 20 pounds, and these were owned by the chiefs only. 3215 is the lot number, and this one is possibly 17th and 19th century, but no newer than that, and from the Yoruba peoples in Nigeria. I think the estimate on this is $20,000 to $30,000, but they've been known to bring $50,000, $80,000, $100,000. This is the front of a totally carved canoe. A canoe prow is called, and of course it has the facial symbolism here, but it also has the crocodile symbolism on the top. And this is from the Sepik River tribes. Again, beautiful old patina. This came from a very old collection. This would have been, somebody saved it off the front of the canoe. See the carving on the side? Very interesting, like a claw coming down around here. But again, superb patina. Nothing that can be artificially done without it looking obvious to the trained eye. A lot of times they're displayed like this as a fabulous piece of sculpture in the homes that collect the items from this area of the world. As you can see through here, there's multiple tribes that are represented. Not only are there figures, but there's implements, there's carved wooden pieces, there's bronzes, there's shields, there's masks. For example, this wonderful fighting shield right here in original paint. That's all done in tooled and painted leather. And that was held like this. This shield here, is from the Pacific coast, the way it's done. But look at the detail. They even carved on the inside by the handle. This is all one piece of wood. So in other words, to have this handle here, this piece of wood had to be this thick to have this as one unit. The other thing you can notice about it is it has the shells from that area of the world also, would not be found in other parts of the world. Another ceremonial or possibly fighting shield. This is a real fun example of a African mask with a lot of detail. This has not only multicolored, nicely carved, but multicolored. And they did the carved teeth with the tongue in red. They inserted reverse painted glass eyes. They've fixed the top with a woven rattan. It has nails in the head for ornamentation. Well, what you look for when you look at a mask is you look for the patina on the inside. When you see it's all natural patina like this, you know it is a vintage and old piece. When you see them that have been tinted with black or brown, they're usually made for the tourist trade. These pieces, 99% of the pieces we're selling, were actually used in African ceremonies or other tribal ceremonies. They weren't made to sell to the tourists. Look at the exquisite work on this. It's beautiful. The finish and the handling of this is incredible. They've found steel, tooled the steel, used brass tacks that they found. Remember, none of these people had any of these objects to work with. This is all found metal and found brass tacks, probably from other cultures visiting Africa. The English, the Belgians, the French that dominated Africa in that period in the 18th and 19th century. This is a little type of weaponry right here, but again, the detail to the workmanship and all this stuff is really so creative and painstakingly done. You can see from these type of masks that the influence that they would have had on Modigliani and Picasso, the way the eyes are done, the way the nose are done, the refined linear definement of the sculpture that they did on these masks. Certainly influenced, without a doubt, Picasso, Modigliani, and the artists of that period. Again, this one has a woven net that goes over the head to hold the mask on, and again, I guess you can't see inside here, but it has a nice old patina to the mask. The woven part was redone years ago, but the mask itself has beautiful quality and patina. Again, that very refined nose, the little slits in the eyes, carved teeth. The ears, you notice, are pierced, so they could have had hanging ornamentation from the ears. That's a nice early 20th century mask. And when you're talking African items, the 20th century doesn't seem like a long time ago, but for these things to survive in the jungle, that it's amazing that they did. Would you like to? This is the design of a pillow. Can you imagine sleeping on that all night? This is a one-piece carved neck rest or pillow for that period. It's interesting because the Chinese also had these very hard, rigid porcelain pillows that have a little curve to them that would fit behind the head and neck. Here's another piece that's interesting. This is a piece from the Pacific coast. This is a Fijian War Club from the 18th century. About 3064. Wonderful. Again, very hard wood. Cross hatching in here. Not a lot of detail. This was not for decoration. This was to use in a battle. Very heavy. Great surface patina again. And 18th, at the latest, it'd be 19th century, but it's probably 18th century. So this is a carved stone pipe from ancient times of the Taino peoples, and they are a culture from the Caribbean islands. And this is a wonderful, of course, the effigy of the frog, and they would smoke. They would have the pipe part coming out here. This is lot 3034, and these people were known for smoking hallucinogenics, and the use of hallucinogenics in that culture was widespread. This is the inner ear of a whale. This is the inner ear bone of a whale carved by an Inuit sculptor, and you see it's a man holding the whale cradled in his arms. Another face over here. Nice little base. and it was done in Alaska. But every piece of everything they try to salvage. The inner ear of a whale. I would just like to say in closing of today's gallery tour of the Friday sale that please do not miss this opportunity if you collect anything cultural, because this will be a superb opportunity to acquire some fantastic objects. Hope to see you at the sale.